All rise, order in the court. It's time. Okay, bye, Bubba. Cat wanted to be on stream today, I guess. I don't know.
Not Bubba from the TPO the other day.
That's right, not
From Bubba.
Yeah. Maybe he just came in to see Judge Boyd's triple amount of flowers today.
That is a magnificent amount of flowers, and I believe he's been doing carpentry work before he got here. He's got some safety glasses on. It looks like maybe.
Yeah.
We haven't sit and watched Judge Boyd on a live stream in a very, very long time.
It has been a while. We always would pop over and check for flowers, and of course the pocketbook of the day. But
how much do you think she spends on purses? I mean, it's got to be like a good amount, right?
She must make a pretty good amount, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Just the flowers alone that she keeps around.
I think those are all gifts from fans.
Are they?
I know Jay, who I told you about, likes Howard and everything, does court and what's not. I know his stream sent her flowers at one point.
I love that.
You know, I mean, fans or just love interest, perhaps. Maybe she's courting.
I also love that if she displays them, you can sit there and watch them during court. It's kind of neat. Anyway, so let's do we need any? You could just jump into it.
Just jump into it. It's probably like some sort of revocation or something, or he's in trouble, might be going to jail. Who knows? We'll find out together.
CR 6993, State of Texas versus Nicholas Rivera Borha. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Warren Wolf for Mr. Borha.
Are you Mr. Borha?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, have you received all the discussion?
Nice to meet you, Berman.
Mr. Borha.
Thank you, sweetie.
Borha.
Thank you.
She doesn't have a tab. I can't do anything about that. That sounds like an Australian YouTube problem.
And did you review it with your client?
We have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Borha, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of, I'm sorry.
She's laughing at his voice too.
It's going to be one of those days already. I feel it.
Oh shit, I do too.
Borha, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Borha, I'm showing you what's entitled Court's Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged by indictment with possession of a controlled substance? Penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams. That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Boy, his eyes got real wide when that's.
All right. After reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, he moved to Texas for the last few years. He's been actively working.
Good for him.
Currently employed at Hollingsworth the last 6 months, previously at J.B. Hunt.
What was that word he just said?
This is an aberration, and we ask that you follow the plea bargain.
See you next Tuesday, I believe.
Testify for any controlled substances today, and he said no. And I believe I explained to him the requirements of a drug-related probation, deferred classes, testing, and he understands them fully. And I believe he'll be able to successfully complete the terms of a deferred and even hopefully come in sooner and ask for early termination. I explained that to him as well.
All right. So, do you have any criminal history?
Parole history?
I'm sorry?
You said parole history?
Criminal history.
No.
Have you ever been charged with any crime other than this?
No.
He's going to lose the
All right,
CDL,
you're
by the
drug
way.
tested today, and you will get drug tested today. What are the results going to be?
I agree.
All right. When's the last time you used?
That would be
Hour ago.
And that would be an illegal.
No. When's the last time you used drugs?
a month before this happened.
A month before?
So you're telling me you were riding around
That,
with drugs in your car and you hadn't used, and that officer is saying you had a lighter underneath your leg.
guess he's
In
lying.
my car.
Yes. So
Okay.
when's the
Hold
last
on.
time you used drugs?
Yeah.
This guy has a drug issue,
Right.
admittedly,
Right.
but he's got drugs in the car with him, but he's not using them. He's just,
For a
they're
month.
there,
You-
month, he's not worried about getting pulled over at all. He's just keep them in the car in case some friends come by that might want to do drugs.
Sure. That all
Got
makes
it.
sense, right? Kelly, 2 months a member. Welcome. Thank you.
There you go.
And I'll be right behind you. 7 months. Some beautiful Merkins.
Yes, we have the working merkin for the working girl.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to promote my line of merkins that are coming out. This is all a ploy.
I think it's a great idea. We need to boost those merch sales. It's Q4 and we're close to Christmas.
drugs?
A month before.
I'm sorry.
A month before.
So you hadn't used
No,
drugs
the
that
lighter
day.
was for my cigarette.
I'm sorry.
The lighter was for my cigarette.
So you're saying that you have not used any drugs since a month before this incident.
Besides marijuana.
That's a drug. So when's the last time you used marijuana?
That would be the day of.
All right. So let me explain something.
They're
to you.
playing,
I'm
boss.
trying
They're
to figure
playing.
out what conditions to give you because I don't do cookie cutter conditions. Everybody
Cookie
doesn't
cutter.
get the same thing in this court because everybody's an individual. So we're going to start back over. I'm inclined to grant your application for deferred, but I need to know what type of candidate you would be on deferred. And if you have a drug or alcohol problem, I don't want to send you out in the world with you telling me you have a drug problem. I'm like, just do whatever.
You'll be fine.
But if you tell me
I slipped and
that
fell
you're
on some
gonna
marijuana,
test
Your Honor.
negative, I am going to test you. And if it ends up being positive, we're going to have a problem.
Mhm.
You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So when's the last time you used? And I'm just asking for.
Is he gonna tell the truth now? Has he got
I don't know.
more?
He's
I mean,
he's sitting there. And he's like, if somebody asked me or you were like, hey, when was the last time you used drugs? We're gonna have an answer.
right.
Him sitting there going, as somebody who is really into drugs, he knows exactly when the last time was
Of course.
from drugs.
And are you that shallow and that dumb to not realize how idiotic it sounds when you say, "Oh, a month before I got this drug charge, I ain't even used for a month before that."
Yeah, I was just, I got full. I was like, you know what? I'm full of drugs right now. I'm just gonna lay back. And I understand the marijuana thing. I understand that that's some people's personal choice. But here in this case, he doesn't have that choice. So he's got to be a little more honest, or she's going to slam him and not even give him deferred. If he gets deferred, he's all right. He's in probation. He's doing all those kind of things. He gets the sentence, but it's not right then.
And you got to admit, Judge Boyd's being real patient with him at the moment.
She's holding his hand. For sure.
Yeah. She already let him slip up.
I like that the attorney was like, don't say this.
Yeah.
He's trying to,
Oh,
for God's sakes, don't say you were on drugs last week.
What a great moment in history when all the local news people were standing by themselves talking like that.
It was
the news.
stellar.
And it was. Speaking of stellar, that was a lot of fun. Yesterday's members only got a little bit out of hand. I don't even know if we watched the court case.
No, we didn't. We
really
really didn't. And I don't think we missed anything. I'm not sure. I had several people say, you know what? I have no idea what we just watched, but it was the best time I've ever had.
Well, that's all right. Mikey admitted to me at the end that he voted up the wrong one anyways. So we watched one that we weren't even going to watch.
honesty here because I'm trying to give you conditions on probation that will help you successfully complete your probation. That's my job. If you have a drug problem and you tell me you have a drug problem and I don't give you any help for that,
Top 5.
and you fail with drugs, that's on me. But if you are dishonest with me and you fail on drugs, that's 100% on you. So
Yeah, I forgot to mention if you guys didn't. He works for JB Hunt, which is it's a Hunt with an H.
And not really one of the better companies, I think, to work for if you're in trucking.
Not as I mean, it's certainly above Swift, but yeah. So I would imagine with this, he's going to be looking for a new job because I don't think that with drug charges you can continue on with a CDL.
Are you going to be positive today? Oh, no.
What is he doing?
Are you going to be positive today because you are getting a drug test today?
Can I phone a friend?
Yes.
What are you going to
Oh.
be positive for?
Adderall.
All right.
What?
Anything else?
Cage 9 months.
Adderall?
Alcohol.
All right. Alcohol. Anything else?
That would be it.
All right. Before we continue with your sentencing, I'm going to have him drug tested. And then we'll see where we are. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
All right. Probation. If we can get a drug test.
Jay was 17 months. Thank you and hallelujah. And
How
that
hard is it to come out and say, I was doing some drinking last night. I was worried about court. I'm not
and the
gonna lie, Judge.
Adderall.
The Adderall, you know, that's the help with the alcohol problem.
Yes.
Have you ever had Adderall?
No, I haven't. Probably.
I mean, I know people who take Adderall to lose weight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Allegedly. Chris, how are you?
We've been faking it till you make it for 2 decades or more. Are you kidding me?
Why not?
One last thing too. Sweet tea. There was a man in court yesterday, and she said that looks like one of my exes. And we're like,
She posted the picture, and it really,
we're like,
really does.
holy shit! Yeah, I mean, like spot on. So Sweet Tea's
All
got
right,
a
we're
thing
back on the
for
record in
Santas.
2023.
All right, let's see what the results are.
993, State of Texas versus Nicholas.
What a terrible time for a mini Creed frame, huh?
Yeah. All right. So if you missed what she said, she sent him off for a drug test,
Yeah, I'm backing it up.
and we're gonna find out what said test said.
6993, State of Texas
Rose.
versus Nicholas Borha. My
It
understanding.
just started it from the beginning, and even though we're at 5:54 into it,
No. That's just her reintroducing him.
Oh.
You completed the
Oh.
UA.
Yes.
came back.
All right.
He was
What-
having some trouble, Judge. He was nervous. It took a while.
oh, that's okay. It happens. What?
What?
Positive for meth.
All right. So
For
you
meth?
mentioned the meth to the court. So how often are you using meth?
All right, stop. Stop.
Oh, look at that face. Nah, it doesn't. I'm gonna test positive for alcohol and for Adderall. That's what he said.
Yeah. He had a little bit of bophus.
Sam.
But he did not say Samson. He didn't say anything about the meth.
Yeah, he forgot. That's why he completed for.
I mean, maybe he got too drunk last night. Hear me out.
Yeah.
He got a little bit tipsy.
Uh-huh.
And we know he has a history of just leaving drugs around and never using them. And while he had forgot he had all this meth just sitting around in his house and decided, why not? Why not go ahead and do it? Old people use it. 25-8. Yeah, probably. So we can't really get on him, can we? I mean,
Why? Because he allegedly was drunk and then did meth on accident?
yeah. That's we've all done stuff while we were drunk that we regret, right?
Not meth.
Well, not meth, but things we can't get rid of. I mean, things that you got to see a doctor for. Allegedly.
He was, and she was just like, it's all right. I mean,
Yeah.
she understands. I don't
You
know.
know, he was trying not to pee. He probably had to pee real bad, and he's like, "Oh, I don't want to pee.
Yeah.
It's I'm gonna piss hot."
Yeah, he forgot.
Meth slips our minds all the time. Yes,
You're still under oath.
Akira Tozawa.
How often are you using meth?
Well, I did that like a couple days ago.
Okay, you need to speak up. I'm
I
sorry.
did that a couple days ago.
All right. So how often do you use?
A couple of days ago.
I'd say weekly.
All right. Why were you dishonest with me? I'm just trying to give you the help you need. I already told you I was inclined to grant your application. If I send you out in the world and you have a meth problem and I don't give you help for that, you're gonna.
If you come in and you try to be
Just
If you
What
can
is
really try to
plat?
be a troll, do better, Plat.
What is plat?
Do better. Not going to kick you.
Plat.
Do better. You can do
Plat.
better. That's very
Please.
lazy, very dumb. And you know you can go watch it yourself if you were being, but you're not.
Yeah, just go find it. Good luck.
Tell by your name and your stupid picture.
Be right back here on a motion to revoke because meth is illegal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do? How long have you been doing that?
Oh, we censored that.
All right. Do they drug test?
Yes.
We already
And
know
you're
it's a drug
passing their
driver.
drug test? Okay. Do you live with anyone or do you live by yourself?
Oh, hold on.
Uh,
Plat. So they took out where he worked, but we figured it out what he's doing for
Right.
a living. And she said, "Do they drug test you there?"
Mhm.
And he said, "Yes." And she said, "You're passing their drug test?" And he's like, so he's cheating allegedly on a P test at work.
It's probably
I mean,
a lot
it's just
easier.
Wait.
Probably a lot easier cheating on it at work than it is with the in court. Anyway,
We can plat now. Victoria's here.
want me to plat it? Okay.
Plat it, please.
My family and friend.
All right. Do you have any children?
No.
How far did you go in school?
Till the end.
What are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
Well, I was planning on moving to Florida, but the rest of my life, I don't know yet. Still
Well,
figuring that out.
you say planning to move to Florida. Do you have family in Florida? Or that's just a dream.
Villages.
I have family.
Who's your family in Florida?
I had a package go to the villages from eBay. Yeah, that I sold somebody something.
Was it a sexual item?
Now you're gonna love this. It was a Speedo large top. And it would not, I can just imagine what that's going on and how beautiful that's gonna look.
I can't wait to be old and fat, just sitting around in a Speedo in the villages.
My brother.
All right. Have you talked to your brother? Does your brother want you in Florida with him?
Yes.
All right. What part of Florida?
Sarasota.
Shout out.
What county is that?
Not too sure.
See, part of getting ready to move to a place, you got to know what county or parish it is. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. This is what the court will do. Court will sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication,
We got lucky.
$0 fine,
Ooh, we got lucky.
Bill.
$57
Yeah.
restitution
Exactly.
to SAPD for
That's
drug
right,
testing,
Paying for that drug test.
transfer to Sarasota, Florida.
He's lucky he didn't go to jail. She's lucky.
Very
He's lucky
Let's
she's
see what
given the
county that
deferred.
is. You are not transferred and you cannot go to Florida until the transfer is actually
Brent,
granted.
you're so early. Good to see you.
There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Proof of employment
Brent,
Hint, hint.
within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. I'm going to want 90 sober meetings in 90 days. A TAP evaluation. We'll follow the recommendations of TAP. If TAP recommends inpatient treatment, we'll start with intensive outpatient treatment. If it recommends intensive outpatient treatment, we'll start with outpatient treatment.
$90. Is that every single day he's got to do that? Right? 90 in 90 days, I think she said.
Yeah, I would say so. That means every day. That's intensive as
And
it gets.
regular UAs. And I say regular UAs. I want UAs on him once a month, but I want them to be random once a month. Okay.
Ooh,
Don't
I
guys,
like
don't entertain her. It's a terrible, it was a shit attempt and still going. Just don't.
Is it really?
Yeah, and I mean, I feel bad. Just kick people just for being dumb. Just sit back and you're not funny. It's not. None of it is. It's funny. Just stupid shit. Just stop.
It's okay.
Calm down. Take a breath. Go watch court yourself without things stopping. It's very easy.
Oh, then I guess I should have said random monthly UAs. That makes it easy, right? So we'll do random monthly UAs
Nobody
because
else
I
thought
think
that was
he
funny.
is able to beat the test at his job. So
She laughed though.
we're going to do field visits one time per month until transfer. There should be no unsupervised contact with minors. And I'm putting that down because until you're clean and sober, you should not be around minors. You understand?
Yes.
I was just
All
going to
right,
ask
well,
that.
you can
Why
do
are we?
it.
Why the emphasis on the minor situation?
So with Judge Boyd, after watching hundreds and hundreds of hours of hers,
Yeah.
that is always something she puts to people like, hey, you cannot be around minors, and I don't want you being a home health care person if you have drug problems. Meaning, like, well, which we saw many times in her courtroom where she'll talk to somebody and they'll be like, you know, I do have a job. And she's like, well, what's your job? And they're like, home health care provider. I work for elderly people and things like that. And she's like, you are a habitual meth user. You've been arrested many times. You should not be taking care of somebody who's theoretically life is in your hands. So she bans them from that. And the same way with kids. They don't want you working at a daycare. You're supposed to be taking care of children and you end up hurting one of them or God forbid, something worse.
And listen, I get that, but I mean, the way that she just said it and the way that she's writing it, it sounds like you can't be in a room with a minor unsupervised.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
she's really strict on that kind of stuff. Real strict.
and I understand, especially with what you just explained. To me, it's almost coming off kind of like
you think he's got an issue. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I think I get exactly what you say. I mean, if you just
Yeah.
walked in and you heard her say that, you'd be like, wow, what the
Right.
hell's going on here?
Be like, oh, there must be something more that maybe we don't know about. But I understand that. I get that. Yeah, certainly. I mean, you shouldn't be driving a truck either.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you could kill somebody.
Gary and Amy both came in right at the
Amy.
same time, by the way. Thank you to both of you.
Amy, Pennsylvania, not to be confused with what's the Danny, California.
Yes, that's a Red Hot Chili Pepper song.
Yes.
Minors, but there has to be an adult supervision. Once you're clean and sober, and that's been brought to my attention, then that may change. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe.
All right. Probation. Is there anything else he needs?
Look, I'm not trying to start anything, but I agree with this. Like all judge, I mean, if we're going to hold the people that are coming in before them to a standard,
Yeah.
you should do the same thing for the judges and politicians for that fact. I know they drug test law enforcement, at least around here, they do quite a bit. But yeah, why not?
I always laugh when I get something like a statement from Rago because I just, in my head, I just hear him walking up and down a very
Yelling at somebody about it.
Hallway where it's just echoing the Rago funky voice, just as loud as could be. Judges need monthly drug tests. I can see it. I know. No, it's true, right? Listen, if you're at a job, I don't understand why judges would be held to that.
And I'm not talking about weed. I mean, if it's I don't want a judge that's been doing coke all night to come in and tell me, end up sending me to some crazy thing because they're high as a kite, or they let somebody go because their judgment is skewed. We'll say. Sorry.
Len Law, thank you. One beautiful membership, which, by the way, you have no idea how much coleslaw that monthly membership there just gave you. I mean,
by the way,
a lot of coleslaw.
Just heard today from the guys in the truck. Next week, all of next week from Monday to Friday, will be a membership marathon. Since it's Thanksgiving come up, we want to give. That. We want you guys to give and give back to your fellow man here in the chat. So next week, we want to try and set a record, if we could, for the amount of memberships we get out there to everybody, so everybody can receive the gift of giving.
I like that.
You sure?
You sure
Any
about that?
mental health issues that you need addressed through probation or anything of that nature? Any trauma?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Oh,
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Right to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
You can go off the record. From here on out, everything that you do, you need to ask yourself two questions. One, is this something that could result in me going to prison for 20 years? If the answer is yes, don't do it. If the answer is maybe, don't do it. And the next time you're before a judge or before me, when somebody is trying to help you and you think they're trying to help you, you need to be honest with them, all right?
Walter.
It is, Your Honor.
All right, so we're done with that one and moving to the next.
yeah. Can we get, I want something custom leather. Maybe we talked about Speedo. Could I get like some sort of undergarment made in?
Jock strap, maybe?
Yeah. Well, I'm not very sporty anymore. Just a strap.
Dick Harris, thank you, sir.
So this is when we got done yesterday with members only. That was very sexually charged, we'll say. Again, another reason to become a member. This was the lady that we had heard she had a plea deal that's going to involve her testifying against someone else. So like she's dropping the dime, which is fine.
So this is basically what we were supposed to be watching.
This was what we were intended to watch yesterday
Yeah.
during members only that we did not.
Yeah. Happy Christmas.
All right. Ms. Fussing, you want to raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So Ms.
You
Fussing,
got it.
you heard all the statements that were placed on the record today by both Ms. McClure from the prosecutor's office and your attorney, Mr. Daly. Do you fully understand the plea offer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and is it your intention, so on file number 23-213, hold on, let me get back to, I turned the page on you, I'm sorry. On 23
She does it, Bob.
21394FH, that file is gonna be nully crossed, so it'll be dismissed at the time of sentencing. And then is it your intention on file number 23-21395FH to plead guilty to count one, uttering and publishing, which carries a maximum penalty of up to 14 years in prison, and then count 4, forgery, which also carries a maximum penalty of up to 14 years in
But
prison.
busy.
So is it your intention to plead guilty to those counts on that file?
She's got a little bit of everything.
Yes, ma'am.
And then on file number 23-21420FH, is it your intention to plead guilty to 2 counts, 1 and 2, of financial transaction device, illegal sale or use, which carries a maximum penalty of up to 4 years in prison and or a $5,000 fine? So is it your intention to plead guilty on both of those files, on both
Yes, ma'am.
those counts? All right.
She's got a lot against her.
With Mr. Daly
That's
as
a
your
lot.
attorney and the advice that he's given you.
Yes.
James
you
Daly, I
pleaded the
believe, is a
charge
professional
that on or
golf
about
player.
April 10 of 2023 in the city of Adrian in the county of Lenawee, that you did commit the offense of uttering and publishing. Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
That's count 1. And then how do you plead to the charge that on April 10th of 2023 in the city of Adrian in the county of Lenawee that you did commit the offense listed under count 4, forgery? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Wow.
Okay.
Hey, she got a plea deal, must be, right?
And
Yeah.
on file number 23-21420FH, do you plead to the charge that on or about May 22nd of 2023 in the city of Adrian in the county of Lenawee, that you did commit the offense listed under count 1, financial transaction device, illegal sale or use? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And under count 2, financial transaction device, illegal sale or use? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Illegal sell or use?
Um,
Well, you steal like somebody's credit card and sell it?
Any threats or
Oh. I
Is that what that means?
that
Whoa,
could
I
be.
know what that means.
Sweet tea, thank you, 10. Look at, oh, God.
She's
Yeah.
kicking it off early.
I love it. Are we starting it early? All right, let's do it.
The biggest thing is no matter where you're watching on YouTube, make sure you have gifts turned on. So during
Yeah.
the mega membership marathon next week, you'll be able to get those gifts when people give them. It's important.
I'll take a merkin. I'll wear it proud.
Can I get a chest merkin? I am like, I got so much shit during my Law Talk with Mikey segment.
Yeah, that's only proper.
No hair on my chest.
Yeah.
I can't help it, guys. I'm not hairy.
Or promises to you to induce you to plead guilty. I'm sorry, I just saw him walk in. Has anyone made any threats or promises to you to induce you to plead guilty to these charges?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if I accept this plea, you will be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises?
They got a hat too. We saw it yesterday, Dick Harris. We did a little shopping on Amazon for merkins.
Keep out for merkin merch next week.
Yeah.
Or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna pause. So, you are Tony Rowe?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Mr. Murphy, you represent Mr. Rowe. While I'm doing this plea, do you need a moment to speak with Mr. Rowe?
If I could, please, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a moment that way. All right, so Mr. Rowe, I am going to assign you and Mr. Murphy. And let me find you. There you are. So go ahead and click on join the breakout room. Okay. All right, back to you, Ms. Bussing. So, do you understand that if I accept this plea, you will be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea? Do you understand that, Ms. Bussing?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is the prosecutor or defense counsel aware of any promises or threats or inducements other than the plea bargain to induce the defendant to plead guilty? Mr. Daly?
Oh, Your Honor.
Ms. McClure?
None, Your Honor.
All right, and Ms. Bussing, has your attorney promised you any particular sentence or estimated what your sentence will be?
No, ma'am.
All right. Is it your own choice to plead guilty to these counts, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Ms. Bussing, we're going to start with file number 23-21395FP. So Ms. Bussing, on April 10th of 2023, were you in the city of Adrian in the county of Lenawee?
Yes.
All right, so did you go to the bank and try to cash a check?
Yes.
All right, would you agree that the check under count one, uttering and publishing, was for $224.50?
Yes.
What an odd number.
From TLC Community Credit Union?
Yes.
The Learning Channel has a bank?
Yes.
And that check was made out to you, is that correct?
That's correct.
Oh, you
And
dumbass.
the owner of the checking account was a Wes Bonnie Jr., is that correct?
Why would you do that?
All right, so was that check fraudulently made out to you?
Yes.
Never.
Okay, and who made that check out and put your name on it? Did you do that?
No, I did not.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so someone else wrote your name on it and gave you the check to go cash?
Yes, ma'am.
And that was Jenny Justice?
Yes, ma'am.
What an ironic last name, Jenny Justice.
It's got to be a fake name, no? Jenny. Here comes Jenny Justice.
Jenny Justice was going to cash that check, but they're like, there's no way they'll believe my name is Jenny Justice.
Jenny Justice.
Can't you just make it out to cash? I mean, I haven't dealt with checks in a very, very long time, but used to you could just write cash and cash it, right?
That's true. Yeah.
But she's over here doing.
What do you think? Home health working and grabbed a couple checks that she didn't need, or did she just print one off of the internet from the?
Well, I think we're going to find out as time goes on here that she has a cohort. So maybe she's going to make it out that, like, hey,
no, somebody else.
I was just a leg man.
All right, and you had no permission from Mr. Bonnie to cash a check from him, correct?
That's correct.
And your intention was to defraud him of the money that you received?
Yes, ma'am.
I love Santa.
Did you get money or no?
Thank you, Santa.
Did you cash the check and get money?
Yes, I did.
Of course I did.
Okay.
That's who we're talking
Now,
to, Sven.
Look, could I ask a follow-up for the forgery?
I
Uh-oh.
was going there next, but sure.
I think the only one question would clarify it. You indicated Jenny Justice signed Wes's name on that check.
Yes, she did.
Okay. Did you know that Wes didn't sign that check?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And you knew Jenny didn't have permission from Wes to do that.
Right.
She must have been just completely effed to take this plea, right? I mean,
Oh, well, I mean, first of all, it had her name on it. So, like,
it's just some dumb crimes.
Jenny Justice's name was nowhere to be seen on these checks that are being cashed. I mean, she's left holding the bag. And I guess if Jenny Justice allegedly had taken these checks and writing other people's names on it.
And there were a couple other checks that you cashed that day or over that next couple days. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you and Jenny took those checks together?
Bev.
Yes.
And then you had others that were denied by the bank?
I wasn't denied. She cashed checks that I didn't know anything about.
But there were other checks that you had attempted to cash that were denied by the bank?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Are you satisfied on this file?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Somebody exclamation
So,
point
let's
Discord,
move
please.
on to.
Did you acknowledge Sweet Tea's other 5 gifts she just sent?
So let's move on to file number 23-21420FH.
Yeah.
So, Ms. Bussey.
Sweet Tea, thank you. Another 5. I'm sorry, I don't know how
I think because you had paused and then the comments had moved and.
Well, that's one thing. Is it's been a very jumpy week for StreamYard in the comments. So
its nerves are shot.
Maybe that's what it is.
It's got bad nerves.
I know what it was. I saw this comment and I was like, Santa finally.
Ugh. We talked to Santa last night.
On May 22nd of 2023, did you have, was it a debit card or a Visa card from someone that didn't belong to you?
Yes.
Okay, where did you get that from? Tony, hold on. All right, Mr. Rowe, hold on. I'm getting background noise from the jail, so I'm gonna put you in the waiting room. Was that from Tony Rowe?
No, I don't remember who gave it to me.
Okay, so.
Okay, another player, Tony Rowe.
Do you know what bank it was for?
I don't remember.
Okay, so someone gave it to you, and you had no right to use that card, correct?
Correct.
And did you use that card?
Yes, I did.
Did you use it several times?
4 times, I think.
Okay, and did you get goods, property? I mean, did you buy stuff at a store? Did you get?
Bye,
cash?
Robert.
What you did?
I bought stuff at a store.
And I said, get away from here.
Share what you
Go
bought
on,
anyway,
get.
or was it?
Nope.
Robert, just FYI, I feel the need to tell you that's the whole reason for the channel, Robert.
Robert, do you not understand? I mean, I know maybe Robert's new to YouTube and doesn't understand that people do stuff like this.
That's the point. Otherwise, just go sit in a room and watch court yourself. I don't understand. I'll never understand it. Jenny Justice, kick him. Jenny
Kick him
Justice,
out.
where are you?
So we got checks, we've got credit cards.
Right.
Robert Rowe or somebody Rowe? Tom Rowe?
Row, baby, row.
Row away.
And take Robert with you.
Take Robert with you.
Was that card, do you know, was it owned by Giovanna Rivas?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. And did you get it from a purse that was hers that someone had taken?
No, I was just given the card.
Were you given it by Tony Rowe?
No, I don't remember who gave it to me.
Did you pick him up in a U-Haul that day?
No, I didn't pick him up and take him anywhere. I went and got pizza.
Okay.
With the card?
And you and Tony Rowe ended up using the same card,
Was
though,
it good
correct?
pizza?
I'm not aware that he used it. I'm really not sure.
Okay. But either way, you used it.
Yeah, I did. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
I'm
for sure.
satisfied, Judge.
All right, on both files, has court complied with MCR 6.302 B, C, and D? Mr. Daly
Yes, sure.
and Ms. McClure?
Yes, Your Honor.
I accept the plea. It has been given understandably.
Pass, you might have missed a few things of what that troll was saying. I don't know, about 40.
Yeah, when he was look, I'm gonna say this. I kicked that person out because I didn't like him talking shit about Creed. That's all. He could say any of the other things he wanted to, but when he started saying shit like that, I'm like, come on, man.
Well, he got desperate, and that's what these trolls do: is they get desperate. Not last dude. Last dude just doesn't understand how the
last guy just
he's not troll.
And
I talked about Bryce, I believe it was, with the all caps. And we called them out. Listen, they're lazy, and they think that they're trolls, and they're not.
Yeah.
And then tried to be all buddy, and then when I was just ignoring him and not kicking him, that's when it just personal attack. So
and then I was like, you know what? I ain't got time for this. Nobody got time for that.
So, I mean, we're not kicking somebody just because of all caps, as far as I know, anyways.
Voluntarily and accurately, the defendant has full knowledge of her rights. She does have competent counsel. This court has made no agreement regarding the possibility of a plea or possible sentence in this case with the prosecutor, the defense attorney, the defendant, or anyone acting in the interest of either of them. I am going to.
Can you plat that real quick, Creed? Say somebody steals a credit card. Comes on here and buys like 10,000 memberships, allegedly. Would we have to give that money back?
That's a great question. Well, if I know, I don't know how that works. If YouTube / Google is anything like eBay, usually eBay don't come back for it with their new payment structure. However, with PayPal though, one of the worst things about PayPal was that up to 90 days, Jerry, you had a chance to come back and get that money. And PayPal would take that directly out of your bank account. The second that somebody even on the 89th day came back and said, that it was stolen or never received it or anything.
All right. So don't nobody do that. Bad idea. You can't afford to reimburse anybody.
All right, so her compliance obviously would have a great impact on the sentence she would receive. So, Ms. Adams.
They're not going to sentence her until she's testified.
Or Ms. Adams, can I do like March? No, I'm gone.
That's a legality of money laundering
Adams,
stuff
can I
too.
set sentencing in this for April 4?
Kim, welcome.
Sure. Okay. So Ms. Bussing, I'm going to set sentencing in this matter for April 4, 2024 at 8:15 8:15. Now, Ms. Bussing.
Yes. Right now I'm on bond conditions where I have to drop 3 times a week. Do I have to continue to do that until April?
Somebody wants to do drugs.
Are you doing that with Mr. Coast?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Coast, how has she been doing on those bond conditions?
Judge, actually, she's dropping through her probation agent down in district court. She has been dropping. Tests have always been good.
Dropping loads.
Test positive for marijuana. I did not violate her for that. She does not have a medical marijuana card. She was advised to stop smoking marijuana, and I was giving her 30 days for her to start testing clean again.
Hey, good for him.
Your drug testing is through your district court probation, not through me.
Well, my bond conditions are 3 times a week. My probation officer said she can't do anything about it. I had to ask at court.
So, Mr. Coast, I guess our other option would be colors.
Judge, I could put her on green, which would drop her twice a week. I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll change your bond conditions to colors, which you said green, Mr. Coast?
Correct. Marley, you're going to have to come to the 3rd floor, go into the clerk's office today and ask to speak to me. And I'll assign you a new card.
Okay.
And then Mr. Daly, in the event whatever happens and she's not needed to testify, just let us know and we can move her sentencing up.
Yes, Chair.
Look at that
Okay,
blue ass
that'll help
room.
with bond conditions. So Miss Bussing, Miss McClure, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, is there, before we finish, can
Blue
we go
on
off
blue.
YouTube and have her give us an address or a phone number so I can have someone get a hold of
I'm
her?
going to, when we're done, I'm gonna put her in a breakout room with
She's ready.
you and the probation officer. Okay.
They get charged
So-
just like Judge Boyd charged the trucker dude a minute ago.
Yeah. Now there are certain cases where they'll, I guess it's almost like being, you don't have the money or what they call it, indignant or whatever it is.
Indigent.
That too. And they'll work out a way for you to pay it, or they'll let you basically run a tab and then make you make payments on it. But
Right.
yeah, they
$50 a
typically make you pay. Also, I saw that, who was it? Oh, it was Paisley. She said that she would not test positive if she quit in 30 days went by. There was a case in front of Judge Boyd not too long ago where the guy said, look, no, it was Judge DeSanto. It was a woman too. Damn, I'm fucking all up. She said, look, I quit using weed months ago, but I've been smoking it so long, it'll never leave my system. And I'm like, is that a thing? Like your bones have become laced with weed? Or, I mean, how is that possible that you think no matter how long you quit, it's still going to test positive? So I think, I don't know if that's a real thing. Fat? What did you say about
Is that true, Miss K? I don't know.
90 days for fat folks. So yeah, she said she'd been doing it since she was like 9 years old, and she looked like she's like 50 something years old now.
Miss Bussing, I'm going to refer this matter to the Circuit Court Probation Department for a pre-sentence investigation. I've set sentencing for April 4 at 8:15, but in the event, for whatever reason, you're not going to need to testify, we can move
I didn't
that
know
up.
that. That's crazy.
I'm going to put you in a breakout room with Miss Holly and Miss McClure so they can get the information they need from you. When you meet with the probation department, I need you to be truthful about your background and all the events that occurred. And they will prepare a pre-sentence report. We will provide that to Mr. Daly. Mr. Daly will reach out to you, and I'm going to need you to speak, to meet with them in advance to
Well,
that's it.
That's it for that. We try to teach you something here every day, not just entertain you, but educate as well, because that says it in the description. But that's something new, and I like that we're not going to sentence her yet, because her deal is you're going to testify against these other people, and then we'll give you your sentence, and just in case she decides to like turn the tables on them or something.
I like that. The Working Merkin Express. Gary, thank you so much. Amy P. Wenlaw with some gifts. Dick Harris gifting Sweet Tea with 10 huge gifts. Did I read that right? Sweet Tea with 5 more gifts. Thank you guys so much. Sorry, I hate to stop everything in the middle when you got a troll or two working their way through, but nothing annoys me more than people that don't understand what I don't care if you don't like us. I don't care if you hate our take. I don't care if I don't care about that, because we've said this a million times. I will go to lots of YouTube channels and I will leave 10 seconds in. I know it's not for me. I'll never understand that. I don't care if you don't like us. It's fine, to each his own. But to sit there and say stupid shit is just so annoying to me. Especially, with a hell of a crowd, over 200 in with us.
And that's
what I mean?
That's my complaint too, Creed. I don't care. You can say what you want about us, but it derails the chat. You know what I'm saying? The chat is the community and the life's blood of what's going on here. And then somebody comes in and says some stupid shit. The next thing, it derails the entire thing. By the way, Paisley, is that true? Like when you go to work out, it smells like somebody spilled the bong water. Is that what you're saying? She says she sweats weed.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, listen, I have an old friend of mine that would eat a lot of garlic, and that's all I would smell when they were sweating. That's a thing, yeah.
Made Creed hungry as hell.
Right. I want to lick you. And then and then the other troll that got mad because again, terrible trolling, and that's all these people think that they're trolls and they just do stupid shit and then try to be all friendly for a minute, and then I just all of us ignored it. And then they get mad because that wasn't working either.
Come on, man.
Whatever. Do better. That's why I always say do better. If you're gonna troll. Be like a troll like yesterday. We're almost certain that was a troll that said that we missed a Wang at the end of last year, November something last year. We went back, looked.
November 16th, exactly 1 year ago, they said that we missed someone hanging brain.
Kudos to you if you were a troll and came in and said that, because you got us. That's good. That's what I mean.
But if you really did see something, please clip it or timestamp it, something so we can see. I mean, nobody loves a good penis more than Creed.
That's right. I have t-shirts that say that. Sue, making them Callahan parts. Thank you.
Sue.
Good to see you. Make a good choice.
My new favorite Sue.
But no, I just that part of it just annoys me. I don't understand. Like, if I had that much time on my hands where I was going to go around and do stuff like that, I would do better. I would be embarrassed, and then I would probably lash out if I was doing that poor. I would lash out. That's right. Like I said, you can see the arc. You know what I mean? Like the story arc of when they come in and then they get called out for just being lazy and stupid behind a keyboard. And unfortunately, these days, it's very, very easy. But we've seen some really good trolls in our days, and that's why we appreciate trolls.
One of my favorite is still the guy that came in and said, "Hey, gay boys."
Oh, that
stuck so good. I loved it. I was like,
I love that. Yeah. No, there are some very good ones. I still, one of the best people that ever trolled Adam the Woo was that one. Remember I showed you where it was some random pictures of some big fat dude, looked nothing like Adam, and he posted it, as if, hey, look, there's Adam the Woo. I mean, that was one of the funniest things, because you got a bunch of the people out there going, that's not him. That doesn't even look like him. That's not him at all.
That was the point.
That was the whole point. That was the whole point. But anyways,
who was the one? Is it what's her name's birthday yet?
Willow. I'm not
sure.
We
missed Willow's birthday, because I feel like we have.
Gotta be close to Willow's birthday already.
Gotta be close.
Well, we'll see everybody for We Gotta Chase. It is today is Thirsty Thursday already.
Oh, yeah. And boy, are these people thirsty.
Oh, the Mooks was a good one, Dick.
Mooks, yeah.
That
bunch of Mooks. Yes. The Mooks is a good one. And you know what does my heart great, by the way, real quick, and then we're leaving.
Yes.
When I go into other chats, like I see Dick Harris. With his name being Dick Harris. When I go in somewhere else and I see Fred Franklin.
Right.
And I know, and then I see the mayor, knowing that the mayor took that from the mayor.
Right.
From Voyage.
Yeah.
It really makes me feel good. We have cemented our mark on this community, and we really appreciate you guys.
Make me laugh. I love it.
I love it a lot. You guys stay safe. You guys stay hard. You guys stay tuned, because all the good stuff's just around the corner. Bye now. Remember that time I was WCW champion?
Poor Crass. Whatever happened to him?
He's got prospects.
Remember that time when Mikey was Seaman?
Who does not forget about that? First time they were